You saw the title of this video, and it's true. Yep, I'm unattractive, but this is not a video where I'm just gonna sit and complain, or I'm just gonna sit and cry about how life is unfair, or how I'm not meeting the standard of attraction in this day and age. But it's more like we taking a bit of more of a deep dive into psychology a little bit, into thinking processes, into what governs human behavior. Right, I have this understanding right now, and I didn't have this understanding before because I'm starting to learn psychology a little bit more. Psychology is such a widely used word. Let me just say, I'm starting to learn the science of how humans behave, how they behave, and why they behave the way that they behave. And in this time of me learning, before I learned the lesson that I'm actually about to tell you right now, I actually went through an experience. Right, this is what allowed me to come up with this specific title of this video. I want to tell you guys a story because this is just based off experience, right? This is based off my experience, and I learned some things, and I want to share them with you. I was walking on campus one day, right? And I entered the gate. I'm feeling good. I'm clean. I bathed. I look good. I feel good. I smell good. You know what I mean? And I saw this one girl, very attractive, beautiful girl, maybe like Middle Eastern type of woman. And I went to her and I greeted her and I said, "Hi, how are you doing?" And she was very like closed off, very like, "Nah, I don't want to talk to you" type of energy. But I kind of like I kind of pushed through it a little bit because I thought maybe she's just kind of shy, and let me just see like if she can see that I'm actually just a human being, that she's gonna open up a little bit more. She's gonna be more receptive, be more responsive to my energy. And what happened was, as I started talking to her, maybe I asked her what is she studying, and she said she's not comfortable telling me. I said, okay, fine, we won't go into deep topics like that. At this point, I already felt like kind of offish about the whole thing. But I was like, you know what, it's fine. How's your day going? Right, day's going good. Okay, where you off to? Where you? Nah, I'm off to class. I don't remember exactly how the conversation went because this was a few weeks ago. But essentially, I came to then ask her a question, and she basically then ended up telling me she doesn't want to talk to me, point blank. And I said, okay, have a good day with a smile on my face because I'm not really moved by rejection, right? Sharp, move. Fast forward. There's a different story I want to tell you, right? And I saw another pretty girl. Saw her on campus, right? As I'm leaving campus, not as I'm coming onto campus this time. And as I'm leaving campus, I see this pretty girl, probably who's been approached by 10, probably plus guys before. Like she looks that good. So I say, "Ayo, how you doing?" I make very casual conversations when I approach women. I don't really like force anything. And so I was one time, how you doing? How you doing? And she just straight up told me she doesn't want to talk to me. Now this, I I took the rejection, but I was like, okay, that's the life, man. And either I approach attractive women and they're taken, they have boyfriends or whatever, or I'm in this situation where they just don't want to talk to me. And it made me come up with this conclusion that okay, shit, I'm unattractive. That's just the life. And I was like, okay, fine. What am I gonna what do I mean by this? What do I mean by I'm unattractive, right? Now I do attract certain type of women in my life, but I don't attract the women that I want, right? Most of the times, if you're a man watching this video, you want someone who's high quality. You want somebody who's high quality. I don't know how to describe it because everybody's definition of high quality is different, but you want somebody maybe who's like really attractive physically and has, emotional maturity, and they know how to think, they know how to listen, they know how to speak. And the women that you attract right now just probably don't meet that criteria. So with me, right, I came up with this conclusion because I really, really am into very attractive women, like women that look very good. Look, that's my type. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I love the nines, the eights, the tens out of tens, man. But right now, I don't attract the tens out of tens, man. I attract like more like sixes or fives, bro. Like fours. Everything above that. Below that, and it's sad because that's not what I want to attract. So I am unattractive, right, to the specific group of women that I actually want to attract. And so what did I learn from this? Attraction is not just based purely on psychology or how somebody thinks, but and it's not only based on physical aspects of somebody. It's both. And I say this because I was somebody who spent the last 2 years trying to develop my mental thinking, my intellectual ability, and I've grown in that. I know how to think more. I'm more confident. I'm more of a better speaker. I think better about myself, about life. I'm more mentally healthy. But on the physical side of things, I don't have a lot of. I'm kind of broke. I am not in the best shape of my life physically. I don't have the economic and the financial resources to really give me to boost my how I look, and to boost how I smell, and to boost my confidence. I don't have a car, so it's like there's physical traits that I don't have, but there's also mental traits that I would say I have. I think I can properly take care of a high quality woman at this point in time. I just can't physically take care of a high quality woman when it comes to how I spend my money and how I prioritize my spending right now. I wouldn't be able to properly financially provide for women. And that doesn't mean that all women are gold diggers. No, it just means that women, you see, this goes back to now what I've learned about women and what I've learned about the psychology of women. Women tend to look for men that have this this certain trait about them. They they look for men that who are good financially because listen, if you get a woman pregnant and now she has to take care of a baby, right? You have to provide for that for her. You have to provide for her in her weak state. She can't really work when she's 9 months pregnant. She can't really work when she's taking care of a 2, 3, 4 week old baby, right? So you have to be somebody who is able to provide those financial resources. This goes back not just to like a physical level, but it's more very mental and very genetic and evolutionary. Women will tend to look for men who can provide for them. This doesn't mean women are gold diggers. This just we just looking at the simple hierarchy of or we still looking at the simple roles of men and women in society. Men look for women who are on the younger side and who are beautiful. They look for youthfulness and looks in women. Men don't really care if a woman makes a lot of money. Men don't care if a woman has a lot of life experiences. That's not really what moves them. What moves them is how attractive they look and how young they are, because that will ensure survival of our genes. Our genes will most likely survive if we bond, if we pair with a woman that is highly attractive, that is young, because she'll be able to take care of our kids. We'll be able to create beautiful kids, which means our genes will probably survive because our kids will probably then find a compatible mate. Now, fight me if you want. This is not the 100% truth, but it is a truth that we're gonna have to understand, and something I had to understand, and that's why I say I'm unattractive. So there's two sides of attraction right now. There's a physical side and there's a mental side. And so you watching this video, you probably think, man, I'm also unattractive, Loki, and you probably relate with me to some degree, or you disagree with me. I don't know. But essentially, when it comes to attraction, there is the physical and there is the mental, the psychological, the intellectual parts of you. Physical is all the ways that you can provide physically. Mentally is who you are as a person. How still are you as a man? How much do you what do you think about it? What are your priorities? What is your purpose, your direction? What is your social skills? And so basically, if you're watching this video and you're probably in the same boat that I'm in, you don't really attract the women that you want to attract right now because maybe there's still some sort of building that needs to happen. I'm gonna tell you right now, listen, that doesn't mean don't talk to women. That doesn't mean stop dating. Now, okay, maybe it means stop dating because why would you want to date somebody that that you don't really want? Understand what I'm saying? At this time though, what do you do, right? Because in order for you to grow, what do you do? And this is what I do to build my mental side of things. This is why this video is important, because I'm basically giving you guys a sneak peek of how I live my life and probably how you can also apply it in your life. I'm right now focused on keeping, continuing to build my social skills, continuing to build how I talk to people, how I maneuver within different social interactions, one-on-one, two-on-one situations, three-on-one situations, four-on-one situations, five-on-one situations. Basically, me being the solo person, and I have to like address, small groups, maybe, one-on-one, maybe, but not really large groups. I mean, I guess this is the largest group of people that I'm actually learning how to speak to. But essentially, talk to as many people because you are growing this ability to be social, and it grows your mental side of attraction because now you see the woman that you actually want or the person that you actually want, and you have this confidence, you have this sort of ability to be social, meaning you know how to show your personality, you know how to flirt a little bit because you've been talking to so many people and you've grown in that capacity. So I'm saying work on your psychological aspects, because when time comes for you to when you can actually attract the woman that you know that you want, the type of woman that you want, at least then you'll be ready on that type of level, mentally, socially, and then you build your physical, right? Everybody's always talking about the physical, so that's why I didn't even really talk too much about it. Yeah, get your money, your looks, your status up, whatever. That yeah, looks get your foot in the door, right? Looks get the door open for you, but it's more like the intellectual, the thinking side of you that really determines whether a woman will be, truly attracted to you or not. That's if she's a high value woman. Very low value women, no offense to low value women, they don't really care about who you are mentally. They just care about your physical aspects, your physical attributes. But you wanting a high value woman, me wanting a high value woman, realizing that I'm unattractive. I know I'm unattractive physically. I'm working on that, right? I'm working on improving my looks, my money status, whatever. But I'm also now focused on making sure that the mental side of me is continuously growing. So you too focus on building that mental side of you. Talk to as many people as you can. Try to build relationships with people. Try to find meaningful relationships. The more people you talk to, the more opportunity you have to build meaningful relationships. And meaningful relationships will really, really help you in life, because you have then people that help push you forward towards your overall purpose. People that will inspire you, motivate you, people that can hold you accountable. You tend to meet these people the more you talk to people. Yeah, you do meet people that are almost like damn near like, losers, no offense. Like they don't have vision for their life. They don't care where they want to go. They're destroying their bodies. I'm not gonna mention, because I don't want to shame, really. I'm not trying to shame people. So I don't want to mention the destructive habits that people have, but you know the destructive habits that people have that you don't want to what you do not really want to be associated with, you don't want to be involved with. But the more people you talk to, the more you get exposed to certain types of personalities that will really match you. You build connections that really feel meaningful to you. And you find this sense of fulfillment in social life, in social experiences, because you're not lonely all the time. You know people and people know you, and yeah, you won't be friends with everybody, right? But just the pure sake of learning to talk to people kind of opens the door for you to then learn how to make friends. Maybe with someone that you really want to be friends with. You meet somebody that you really want to be friends with, and you can, now that you talk to so many people, you know how to maneuver within social interactions. So being unattractive, right, isn't necessarily a sign to quit in life, but it's more like a sign on what should you work on right now to then become more attractive in life. And it shouldn't paralyze you. It shouldn't immobilize you. But the understanding that you're unattractive, that I'm unattractive, should actually help you begin to allocate the right resources, time, energy into the right areas of your life, social skills, maybe your finances, maybe your body, your looks, whatever. So hey man, yeah, I'm unattractive. I'm chopped right now. You might be too. But let's take steps. Let's take the necessary steps, right, to then attract the person that we really want to attract. Listen, if you're a woman watching this video, I don't really, I can't give you woman advice exactly because I'm not a woman myself. The only small thing I can really tell you as a woman is literally focus on boosting. Same thing, honestly. Actually, this they they are these two tips that I've mentioned. They apply differently throughout the different genders, but the same goals. Physical attributes are important as a woman, but if you're all looks and no brains, you can become very unattractive as a woman. Same thing as a man. Physical attributes get your foot in the door with women, but it's more how you are mentally. Are you What kind of man are you? What kind of person are you? That determines whether attraction is truly built with substance. So that's based off my experience. And I mean, let's keep going, man. Let's see what happens.